Hello everyone, welcome back to Priyan classes. I am Prabhat Kumar once again with you. Today I am making this video for yet another chapter of for class 11, that is straight lines. Before I start the chapter, let me remind you that you have studied about the coordinate geometry and you well know about the coordinates of how to find the coordinates, or what should be the coordinates, what is x coordinate, what is y coordinate, everything you are familiar with. So before I go, I will give you the definition of straight line, how the equation is formed, how the definition is proved, and what will be the slope or angle, how to find out the angle between, how to find out the point of intersection, how to find out these two things. So all these things will be explained to you. Okay, so now without wasting any more time, I am directly coming to the definition. So how? Just assume that the given thing is not a straight line. Okay, suppose that I say there is a curve. Okay, I assume it to be a curve, it is not a straight line. So what the definition says, it is a curve. A straight line is a curve such that any point lying on the line segment joining any 2 points on it. I am stopping the definition at this point. I will continue further. First, understand this thing. Any point lying on the line segment. So for example, suppose that this is one point A and this is another point B, and this is the line segment AB. Obviously, as you can see, I have not taken to be on the curve. So what I say, any point on this line segment, obviously this will be a straight line. AB is a straight line. So any point lying on this straight line is lying on the curve. Obviously, if this point has to lie on the curve, how it will be possible? It is only possible if this curve is coinciding with this line, and that means, so in that case it will be a straight line. Okay, it will be a straight line. Now how to prove it? If I have to prove it, just take that this is, its coordinates are x1, y1, and its coordinates are x2, y2. Okay, and suppose that this point P, it is dividing this line in the ratio of lambda. I will make the graph once again for you so that it can be clear to you. I am taking one point A whose coordinates are x1, y1. I am taking another point B whose coordinates are x2, y2, and there is another point P which is dividing it in the ratio of lambda to 1. Okay, I will take the standard form of linear equation. Linear equation in two variables you must have studied in your junior classes. So what is the linear equation in two variables? That is ax plus by plus c equal to 0. I am assuming this to be a curve which is satisfying this. Okay, so that I can prove that this is also a standard form of a line. Okay, so now if A is lying on this, that means A x1 plus B y1 plus C is equal to 0. First equation. Okay, then second equation will be for the second point, that is B, that is A x2 plus B y2 plus C is equal to 0. Now I said that P is dividing What I said, P is dividing this A, B in the ratio of lambda is to 1. So in that case, what will be the coordinates of P? If I assume coordinates of P to be xy, so obviously x will be what? Lambda into x2 plus 1 into x1. Just remember what you have studied in standard 10. Lambda into x2 and 1 to x1. So, and divided by lambda plus 1. Similarly, y will be lambda into y2 plus 1 into x2, y1 divided by lambda plus 1. Okay. Now, if xy, because I have proved, I have just assumed that P is lying on the line segment AB. P is lying on the line segment AB because it is dividing it in the ratio of lambda is to 1. So it has to satisfy this equation also. Just substitute it. Okay. If I substitute in the equation, so what I get? A multiplied by lambda x2 plus x1 divided by lambda plus 1 plus B lambda y2 plus y1 divided by lambda plus 1 plus C. I am taking the left hand side. Okay. Now I will simplify it. See, it is what? Lambda plus 1 is that common denominator for the first two terms, but it is not in the third term. So I will take it as lambda a x2 plus a multiplied by x1. Then from there b or lambda b y2 plus y1, and because C is not having the denominator, so C will be multiplied by lambda plus 1. So I will take C lambda plus C, okay, divided by lambda plus 1. Okay. Now in this I will take lambda, all the terms having lambda, ax2 plus by2 plus C plus now the remaining ax1 plus by1 plus C. And since these two are what this is the left hand side for the point B, and this is the left hand side for the point A. So this is also 0. They are from equation 1, this is 0, from equation 2, this is 0. So what it is, lambda into 0 plus 0 divided by lambda plus 1 or equal to 0, that is equal to right hand side. So I can say any point on this is satisfying this equation. Okay, so all these are like that. Now the next thing that I am going to do is how to find out the slope of a line. Obviously first I will define you what is the slope, and then I will say how to find out. Okay. Now what is a slope? For finding out the slope, what I get is, just suppose that this is the equation. Slope is the triangular or the trigonometric. It is the trigonometric tangent of what? Obviously, if I have to find out trigonometric tangent, that means I have to get an angle. Of the angle, which angle? that the line makes with the positive direction, just see, positive direction of x-axis, positive direction of x-axis taken anti-clockwise. So now in this line, if this is so, what will be the positive direction of x-axis is this one, and the angle made on this side, because obviously see with x-axis it is making two angles. This one also is, this is also an angle, but I am not taking because it is the angle made with the negative direction. I will take this one. If this is theta, then slope is equal to tan theta. Okay, tangent of this theta is your slope. Now, but how to find out? Just take any 2 points. Okay, if I take P as x1, y1 and another point Q as x2, y2, you have studied in your 10th standard also. Or I can show it from here also. Just make a line parallel so that they meet in R. Okay. Now what this is, till this is x1 and the total is x2. So this part, so this is y1 and this is y2. Okay, so this part is what? y2 minus y1. Similarly, till here you are having x1 and the total is x2. So this part will be equal to x2 minus x1. And what is tan theta then? Can you say, because this is parallel, this line is parallel to x-axis, so if this is theta, then this is also theta. And then tan theta will be what? y2 minus y1, opposite side over adjacent side, x2 minus x1. So this is how you can find out tan theta, and mostly this is also represented as m. It is the standard notation to represent this type of equations. Okay, now if you are having one thing, tangent of one or slope of one line, and then you are given slope of another line also, and you have to find out what should be the angle between the two lines. So now using the formula for slope or using the concept of slope, I will find out the angle between two given lines. Okay, suppose that these are the two lines, this is L1 and this is L2. Okay, and the angle made between them is theta. Obviously, what will be the other angle? You know, this is pi minus theta. Okay, because these two makes supplementary angles, so that the sum is 180 degree or pi. So if this is theta, this is pi minus theta, I will find out what is the value of theta. How? Suppose that the angle made by this L1 is theta 1 and angle made by the positive direction of this is theta 2. Okay, if this is so, then what is m1? m1 is tan theta 1 and m2 is tan theta 2. That is slope of the two lines. Slope of the two lines. But you see, there is one more thing. This is what, if you remember what you have studied in your previous classes, that if this in this triangle, if this is the point P, this is Q and this is R, in triangle PQR, you see, this is angle, this theta 2 is the exterior angle on the extended side. So what this will be? Theta 2 is the exterior angle and this will be equal to what? Sum of two interior opposite angles. You have been studying it from class 7th, 8th, 9th and 10th. Okay, so now what this will be? Theta 2 will be equal to theta plus theta 1. Okay, or I can write theta as theta 2 minus theta 1. Okay, now if I have to find out tan theta, if I have to find out tan theta, what will be, this will be equal to? Tan theta will be equal to tan theta 2 minus theta 1. Okay, angles, value of angles, you know. So you have to find out tan theta 2 minus minus theta 1. And now how to find out? See what happens. Remember the formula, or I will just give you, if you have not studied, that tan A minus B is equal to tan A minus tan B divided by 1 plus tan A tan B. I will use this formula. If you wish, I can prove it also, that you just take, there are such formulas given for in trigonometry for sin A cos B, sin A plus B, sin A minus B, or tan A plus B, tan A minus B. From that I have got this formula, and using this I will make it as tan theta 2 minus tan theta 1 divided by 1 plus tan theta 2 tan theta 1, or I can write it as tan theta equal to, what is this? This is your m2 minus m1 divided by 1 plus m1 m2. This is the formula for finding out. Or if you have to find out theta, so what theta will be equal to? Tan inverse of m2 minus m1 divided by 1 plus m1 m2. Okay, so this is how you can find out, but at the same time this is one angle. So what the other angle will be? Who said which angle you have to find out? There are two angles. So other angle is what? If this is tan theta, for that you use tan pi minus theta. If this is phi, so what tan phi will be? This will be equal to tan of pi minus theta, and tan pi minus theta is minus tan theta, or I can write it as minus m2 minus m1 divided by 1 plus m1 m2. So in other words, I can say that the angle will be equal to, it is not sure which angle you are taking as theta, so angle will be equal to, can be anything tan inverse of plus minus m2 minus m1 divided by 1 plus m1 m2. Okay, so this is what you can see that this is what you are getting. So both these values are plus and minus are correct for these things. Okay, so for finding out the angle between the two lines. Okay, now what will happen if the lines are parallel? What will happen if the lines are parallel? That thing, if the lines are parallel, that means angle between them is 0. So just see the logic. If the lines are parallel, that means whatever they will be making, the angle with the positive direction of x-axis will be the same. Okay, so in that case m1 and m2 will be same. Okay, or that means there will be tan of 0 degree, or that will be 0. Okay, angle between them, they will be 0, or I can say that m1 is equal to m2. This is the condition. If the slopes of both of them are same, then the lines are said to be parallel. That is one thing. And what will happen if the lines are perpendicular. Perpendicular means your theta is equal to 90 degree. Okay, theta is equal to 90 degree. So as I have told you that theta 2 was equal to theta plus theta 1, or I can say that if this is 90 degree, so tan theta 2 will be equal to tan theta plus theta 1. Okay, then but what is tan theta? What is theta? Theta is 90 degree, or I should write it as pi by 2 as a good practice. Okay, and pi by 2 plus theta 1, what it is? It is actually, it is lying on the second quadrant. The angle will be going to the second quadrant, so this will be equal to minus cot theta 1. So what it is? Tan theta 2 is equal to minus cot theta 1, or I can write it as tan theta 2 is equal to minus 1 by tan theta 1. Bring it to the side. So what you get? Tan theta 1 multiplied by tan theta 2 is equal to minus 1, or I can say m1 into m2 is equal to minus 1. Okay, m1. So if m1 is equal to m2, then they are parallel, and if the product of both the slopes is equal to minus 1, then the lines are perpendicular to each other. Okay, now there is one very small concept that is to be given to you, and that concept is, what are the intercepts? For intercepts, you know, the lines, whatever is there, if the line is a slanting line or any line, at least somewhere it will be touching x-axis and somewhere it will be touching y-axis. Okay, suppose that this is a line. Okay, if this is a line, that means what are the intercepts? The intercepts are what? This is what, at this point where it is touching the x-axis, what will be the coordinates? The coordinates will be, suppose that this distance is x1, then the coordinates of this point A, if I had denoted, will be x1 and 0. So the distance of the point where it is touching, where it is cutting x-axis, the distance of the point where it is cutting x-axis from the y-axis is the x-intercept. Okay, now similarly, the distance where the point is cutting the y-axis, obviously here what will be the x-coordinate? X-coordinate now will become 0, and the y-coordinate, let's take it as y1. So this distance is y1. So the distance of the point where the line crosses y-axis from the origin or from the x-axis, let's take it as from origin only. The distance between the point of intersection of the line and y-axis from the origin is the y-intercept. Okay, so what is x-intercept? It is the distance of point of intersection of line with x-axis from origin. Okay, where it is cutting from origin, whatever. Similarly, what will be y-intercept? The similar definition will be the distance of point of intersection of the line with, now there is only one change. Now with y-axis. Okay, then from origin. This is your origin. So this will be x-axis and this will be y-axis. These are the intercepts where they are cutting. Okay, so as the video is going too long, so I will give a break to this video this time. For the remaining part of the chapter, I will be taking another video on the same topic so that I can continue with the remaining concepts. So till then, I request all of you, please keep practicing with the questions, and as I tell in all of my videos, never forget to go through the questions given or to go through the concepts given in the NCERT book prescribed by NCERT. Those books are very meticulously designed. So before I go, I request once again, keep practicing, and if you have not subscribed my channel, I will keep on giving you more and more videos. And so if you have not subscribed my channel, it is better, I request all of you, please subscribe my channel and also press the bell icon so that you can get the notifications in respect of all my future upcoming videos on different chapters, on different topics, and on different kinds of problems, so that I can give you more and more easier methods to solve the problems or to tackle the problems during your examination. So till then, goodbye.